Hi journalers, and welcome to a new YouTube video. Today I want to talk to you about the topic own your story. What does it mean to own your story, and what does it mean specifically to you to own your story and to make peace with the past and to see everything that happened as something that made you the person that you are today and that helps you get to your goals. I know it's very easy to fall into comparing yourself or thinking, if only I had this and that, or if only the circumstances would have been different, or if only this and that, would or wouldn't have happened, then I could be somewhere else and then I would be somewhere else. But what if you reframe, and what if what happened and the speed at which it happened, sometimes it's slower than we wish it would have been, but what if that speed actually gave you all the lessons that you need to get to your dreams and goals? Everything that happened definitely turned you into the person that you are today. But instead of thinking, oh, I wish that it would have happened faster, well, it doesn't necessarily mean that the faster is the better way. And it doesn't necessarily mean that skipping months and lessons and experiences would have been better. What is something beautiful that you find in everything that happened and the way that it happened? And what if you really trust that the way it happened is your key? This is especially true for entrepreneurs, especially true for those who try to offer solutions to someone else, which at the end of the day is business. So what if your path and your story is your greatest asset because you figured out something? And yes, that sometimes was very hard, and sometimes we wish for an easier way, and we wish that sometimes we catch ourselves thinking, oh, I wish I didn't have to live through that. But it was exactly that experience that taught you something, that gave you a solution. It was you figuring it out, even if it was the hard way, even if it was up to a breaking. But that also, and we talked about this before, it's the breaking open, the breaking through. So what broke you actually broke you open because you met new layers of yourself. You got to know different depth of yourself. And you can transform that, but we have to be willing to transform that, and we have to be willing to see something good in it and see a key in it that opens the doors to our dreams. So owning your story means to get away from that question of oh, but what if, and not waste any time in the past. Just look at the past for the answers. I like to think that yes, the most important moment is the present moment, and we can look to the past to get some answers. We can look to the future to get some answers, like working with your future self, visualizing where do you want to be, what is your own definition of meaningful and fulfilling success. But then only look there and come back to the present moment to work with it. So look to the past to get some answers, and then come back to the present moment to work with the answers that you found. But you really, really have to let the past be past. Let it go. No longer waste your time with the what if or the regret. Focus on the right now. Focus what you can do right now to not even create more regret. I think regret comes when we feel that we haven't even tried, or that we haven't fully listened to ourselves. But if you do that in the very present moment, and if you give your best, and your best can look so differently every single day, and that's okay. But if you give your best, and if you listen to yourself, and if you stay true to your inner colors, then you won't even create regret, because you know consciously and intentionally you've given your best, the best that you could in that very moment. So own your story, find the keys that open the doors to your dreams. And I hope this is helpful for you. I hope you enjoy being here in these videos. I hope you take a lot of aha moments from it. And I hope to connect with you in the next video. Keep creating.